Hi and welcome back to Alistair Davies Golf. Today's video is all about hand path and club path. In reality, what we're going to talk about is how we can control hand path and club path, how we can create a division between the two to ensure you get the best ball flight control ever. So let's talk about what I see with the best golfers and what I see with the poor golfers in terms of hand path and club path. So the best golfers in the world, when they're hitting a golf ball, their hand path will go left very quickly on an inward and upward angle, and the club path will go inward as well, but there'll be a division between the two angles. Okay, so this gap kind of maintains itself for a while, whereas the, let's say, less able golfers, the hand path will go out to the right, the club head comes left, and this gap disappears very, very quickly. So the motto of this video is basically trying to keep this gap as wide as we can, as long as we can. Now, that doesn't mean we do not release. So when the club is going through the golf ball, there is rotation of the arm, rotation of the shaft, rotation of the club head. But we can rotate and keep a gap. And basically the gap makes sure that we don't get what I would call club head throwaway, which would be this kind of action, and the wrist action through the golf ball working very excessive. That in turn will create a lot of closing the club, loft into the club, so very high launch angles, and shots will be out uncontrollably going to the left hand side. So the best players in the world will tend to have this synergy between kind of going left and the club head, and this kind of widening dispersion between the two as they go through that hitting zone. So that's ideally what I'm looking for. The hand path working inward, upward, leftward, and the club head again is working on an arc also for sure, but the gap between the two is maintained, or in your head widened as much as you possibly can. So the best way of you being able to encourage this is trying to do little swings. And when you're doing these little swings, just trying to feel that the hands go inward and the club head kind of goes down that target line as long as you can. Now, I know we don't want the club to go down the target line forever, but again, the analogy for you to be able to work on this is kind of club to target line, hands left as quick as you can. The hands go kind of left past your hip over here somewhere, this side of your hip to the left of your hip, and the club head kind of goes down that target line. That is the feeling I want you to have and the drill I want you to do. Now, this drill is really designed for those guys that tend to turn the ball over too much. Those guys that want real control over the trajectory and the club face through the golf ball. Now, the guys with a slice are definitely going to want to feel the release, the arms rotating, and you can still do it with this leftward path we're talking about, leftward hand path, but you have got to feel the rotation as you do that then. Otherwise, you will encourage the ball to move more left to right. So those guys with a slice, you know, they want to make sure if they do this, they make sure they get that rotation there too. Okay. So let me just show you an example of what I don't want to see. Okay, and one of the best ways of training sometimes is often to stand there and go, okay, this is what I don't want to see, so this is what I do want to see, and then produce what you do want to see. That's a great way of telling your brain the difference between the two. Let's try and show you what I don't want to see. I'll try. Again, a small swing, hands to the right and club it in. Again, poor strike, but I'm trying to do a poor swing. But I'll try and slow down those two images to show you the difference between the hand path and the club path of both of those. And I might even try and do some extra slow-mo shots, which I can add into the video also. So today's video has been all about hand path versus club path, which we should think about, all the differences. For me, if I'm going to think of any, I'll think of hand path and let the club path take care of itself. That's my feelings on it, my motto. I don't mind anyone thinking of anything else as long as it gives us the right results. But just try and think of this. The hands are going to go inward and upward and left. The club's going to go down that target line for as long as we kind of can. But it is working inward. You know, I'm not saying it should go down the target line forever. The feeling and the drill and the concept would be what I'm saying. Rather than doing the opposite. And by all means, practicing doing the opposite, practicing doing what you want. Tell your brain what you want to do and execute. So Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click like down below. Post any comments, particularly future videos you'd like me to do in any areas or topics or subjects. And please subscribe. I post 3 times a week, and make sure that you get all these videos for free. Then subscribe enables you to do that. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the support.